This is not real poetry. Because in the first 5 words, I have already broken the Khoisan rule, that one must never write poetry about poetry. The same logic that makes Tom Stoppard a hack, since he writes plays about plays. This is not real poetry, because it has no intended rhythm or meter. It is just an anarchy of chopped up prose with line breaks, not random enough to be called art. Best to chuck it down a literary memory hole with William Carlos Williams and his breakfast plums. This is not real poetry, because it is devoid of concrete sensory imagery, and poetry is worthless without concrete sensory imagery. Or so the real poets tell me. The argument I hear tends to go like this. Poetry is about images and how you sense stuff and how you make the reader see and smell and feel the same things, but in a sort of a poetic way with words, okay? And if you can't do that, then you're stupid and boring and you shouldn't write anything ever. Stupid. No way I can win that debate. This is not real poetry because it is about ideas, not emotions. Because it is about thoughts, not feelings. Because it is about content, not style. Because it is about reason, not passion. I hope I can build a bonfire big enough to burn the complete works of Alexander Pope, Jonathan Swift, Voltaire, and the rest of the 18th century. This is not real poetry because we all know what real poetry is. Real poetry is never funny. Real poetry is never affable. Real poetry is never simple. Real poetry is never direct. Real poetry is a harsh, scholarly discipline that one cannot do without a lifetime of labor and sacrifice, crafting every word and syllable with the sick obsession of a madman, rewriting and refining every line as if a speck of imperfection would spark the pain of 1,000 migraines, suffocating in agony and misery and bile, but always with cool sound bonding. Real poetry's no fun. That is why I never write it. Thank you. This next one is I intended this to be an alternative to traditional love poems because I find that nowadays it's really hard to write a sincere love poem without it ending in a restraining order. So this is an alternative. It's not a love poem, it's called like poem. Some writers say words can't express their love. Well, I don't love you. I merely like you. And surely words are good enough for that. I like you. You're kind of neat to hang out with, but only in small doses, not a lot. You're a swell opponent for a game of Risk or Clue or Cards Against Humanity. I'd watch a movie with you. Nothing great, not Casablanca or The Seventh Seal, but maybe that last Hobbit film, let's say. I'd never have sex with you. Nor would I go on a long trip with you, because I get quite sick of you after a day or two. But we know it would never come to that. Shall I compare thee to a plate of Kraft dinner? I like Kraft dinner. It's a nice lunch snack. It'll do when you just don't have time to bake. If you eat too much, you might get indigestion, or dysentery, or maybe even worms. That's more or less how I feel about you. How do I like thee? Let me count the ways. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 2. That sounds about right. 2. Like me mildly, like me bland. Think I'm A-okay. Say hello and shake my hand. And stay 2 feet away. Oh, my like is not a red, red rose, but more a short, stubby dandelion, which gets chopped by a mower on a Saturday morning. Oh, my like is like a melody, but not one by Mozart or Tchaikovsky. More like a 1980s pop hit, catchy and sweet, yet vastly disposable. Like something by Mr. Mister, or Paul Young, or Level 42, or DeBarge, or Wang Chung. What, you don't remember them? Exactly. When a man likes a person, things still sort of carry on. He might bum a smoke or maybe lend $5 to you. If you're bad, he'll tend to notice, and then he'll stop liking you, turn his back on you, and delete you from social media. Love means never having to say you're sorry, but like means never having to say I love you. Roses are red, violets are blue. AstroTurf is a worthy practical substitute for the real thing, and so are you. No, actually, I don't like AstroTurf. And come to think of it, I don't like you. No, you're annoying and you smell bad too. Go away. Thank you, that was Like Poem. Okay, what next? Oh, here's an oldie. See, I'll show you how old this is. That's how old this piece is. And a few of you have probably heard this about 1,000 times. Well, you're gonna hear it 1,001 times now. It's a piece called Review of This Piece. Review of This Piece by Jeff Cottrill begins rather unimaginatively with a straightforward literalism that desperately wants to emulate the tone of an educated critic, using terms such as literalism and emulate for effect. By the second sentence, you realize you're in some kind of postmodern, self-reflexive parody, but Cottrill quickly undermines the formal tone by switching you to the second person for no reason. The piece carries on quite aimlessly, dragging on with the same theme, with an overly complex sentence that runs on and on and on and on, with no apparent sign of its ever having been edited right down to its most tight and clear and efficient form of verbal expression, but rather choosing to be redundant through repetition, more repetition, and saying the same thing over and over in different ways. Then finally, there's a shorter sentence. But the damage has been done, and Cottrill finds himself flailing at the end of his first paragraph, yearning for a clever closing remark to make a transition, but unable to come up with even a modestly catchy turn of phrase. At this point, Cottrill seems to be aware that he has shot his whole load in the first paragraph, and thus for a cheap laugh, resorts to such crass, vulgar imagery as shooting one's load. Then the attempts at clever self-reference continue, but without any real accomplishment. Like a starving man reaching for one solitary breadcrumb he knows won't help him, Cottrill throws in a poor simile. On top of that, his attempt at a metaphor is a pathetic, wounded animal, and his penchant for cliches leaves something to be desired. Cottrill cups out with the smug trick of pointing out various literary techniques by using those very techniques, but even supposing that were funny, he ruins the stunt by explaining it openly. The worst part is there's no payoff. Where is this leading to? Does he really think changing the tone with rhetorical questions can save this mess? So on to the second page, the piece continues, and Cottrill is once again just looking for filler. You almost get the impression that he's trying to stretch the whole composition out to a full 4-minute length in order for it to fit in with many of his other stories and monologues. But he can't do it, because there just isn't enough substance behind the theme to sustain a piece of that size. And even if there were, Cottrill would be better off simply ending it right there and leaving his audience wanting more. But does he have that kind of restraint and self-awareness? Of course not. He just keeps on writing and writing and writing, wasting everybody's time with the same thing over and over and over and over, even though he's clearly running out of fresh ideas. Even when he does finally come up with something new, the grammar he uses is real bad. In conclusion, review of this piece is a formulaic and forgettable flop complete with gratuitous alliteration. It's just another one of Cottrill's contrived, indulgent, overlong, one-joke monologues without any real soul behind it. If only Cottrill had the courage to challenge himself and write something from the heart, without being satirical or relying on a bag of clever but cold, shallow gimmicks, perhaps he could make some significant progress as a writer, beyond the realm of local poetry readings. But alas, if this is the best he can come up with for now, he is doomed to a lifetime of literary obscurity. And even if Cottrill is satisfied with that, the least he could learn to do is come up with better endings. I can't find any more of that one. Okay. That was review of this piece. Thank you. I'm gonna do one from my CD, which I have for sale, and this is what it looks like. It's called "This Album Is Knit Fanny," and you'll know it by the girl. And it's only $5, and I got a bunch of them over there. I've got actually a whole... Only $5? I've got a whole half box of them I'm trying to get rid of, so you'd be very helpful if you bought 1 or 10. Okay, this is from the CD. This is for all the women here who find me creepy. It's called Dreamboat. Oh, Jeff. Oh. Every time you speak in that high, whiny little voice, it turns me on. Every time you forget to say thank you for my small, thoughtful gestures, it makes me feel hot. Every time you chew your food with your mouth open, it drives me crazy with raging, throbbing lust. Oh, Jeff. Every time you say rude, insensitive, inappropriate comments about women's hardships and then wonder why I'm not laughing, it gets me wet. Oh, Jeff, there's so much that I treasure about you. I love knowing that you're 43 years old and still have never made more than $43,000 a year. I love the way you refuse to suck in your gut in public. I revere your junk food addiction. I adore the gross, putrid way the skin on your hands cracks in winter. I worship your perpetual acne problem. I venerate your domestic laziness. I cherish the childlike tantrums you throw when your computer freezes at work or when you miss the bus by seconds. I relish the creepy way you avoid eye contact during casual conversations and that creepier way you force eye contact during serious ones. I dote on the way you complain constantly about everything wrong with your life while blaming everybody except yourself. I love knowing that you will never be a hero. I embrace the way you recite long, poorly edited prose monologues at public readings and have the gall to expect us to call it poetry. Please try to sell me your merch, Jeff. Keep shoving your CDs and chapbooks in front of me. Beg me to come to your shows. Assault me with relentless, spastic neediness. No matter what I say, keep hard selling me like Shelley Levine on speed. You have no idea how that hits my G-spot. I can't wait any longer, Jeff. Climb under these sheets with me and seduce me with meaningless pop culture quotations. I want to hear some Simpsons dialogue, Jeff. The more obnoxious, the better. I want you to recite some of Monty Python's worst sketches, loudly, in a gruesomely bad Cockney accent. I want to see that quizzical look you give whenever somebody brings up some musical act post-1996. I want to watch you turn up your nose pompously and feign ignorance every time someone mentions sports. I want you to hold my body in your thin, veiny, underworked arms and rattle off pointless trivia that bears no relevance to anything in my life. Trivia about old French movies, Warner Brothers cartoons, Charles Dickens serials, Vonnegut novels, Beatles lyrics, Who albums, long-forgotten cola commercials from your childhood, Academy Award statistics, and, of course, the JFK assassination. What more could a worldly and discriminating woman want in a life partner? Why would I possibly want a man with a six-pack? Why would I settle for soul-deconstructing sex with somebody who works out? What would I want with a lawyer, or an athlete, or anyone who can play the guitar? What would I do with a man who listens to me, comforts me, appreciates me, and makes me feel safe? What use do I have for confidence, self-sacrifice, empathy, and a deep understanding of the female point of view? Why would I want a man with a level of emotional maturity higher than a 6-year-old's, or with social skills ranking above those of a mentally challenged monkey? Why, Jeff? Why would I wish for any of these things when I have you? Thank you, that was Dreamboat. How am I doing for time? 6 minutes. What can I do in 6 minutes? I'm gonna do another one from the CD. Yeah. From this CD, $5.
Only $5.
Only $5.
Only $5.
This is called The Jim Show. Hey, Ben! Oh, yeah, how's it going, Jim? Doing the open mic here tonight? Oh, yeah, I think so. Cool. Hey, here's a flyer for my upcoming show. I'm doing it at Theater past Tarragon Factory next month. Oh, yeah, I really want to see your show. That's the one-man Casablanca, right? Actually, it's a one-man Citizen Kane. It's called Declaration of Principles, the musical. Neat, huh?
Oh, yeah, that sounds great.
Yep. A lot of money and hard work's gone into it. Well, I hope you can make it out.
Oh, yeah, I really want to see your show, but I can't. I can't afford it, because I'm unemployed.
Oh, no worries, I'll comp you.
Oh, yeah, that's great. But the other thing is, like, I can't make that night. See, I gotta work.
But you just said you're unemployed.
Oh, yeah, but I'm starting a new job in a few weeks, and I gotta work that night.
Well, that's all good. The show's on for 7 nights.
Oh, yeah, but I gotta work all those nights. It's a night job.
Well, there are also weekend afternoon matinees.
Oh, yeah, but, like, that's the weekend I'm flying out to see my grandma in BC.
Well, the matinees run over 2 weekends.
Oh, yeah, but, like, Saturday afternoons are when I wash my hair.
You could come on a Sunday afternoon.
Oh, yeah, but Sunday's when I dry it.
I see.
Oh, yeah, but I really do want to see your show, though. I guessed it on Facebook and everything.
Why would you guess it on Facebook if you know you can't go?
Oh, yeah, I just do that. It's a finger reflex.
Oh. Well, if you really do want to see it, I'm doing a full-length preview of the show next Wednesday at the Free Swan Pub. And there's no cover. You could come to that.
Oh, yeah, but I've been banned from life from the Free Swan, because I brought in outside food.
But I saw you there last night.
Oh, yeah, but they told me this morning.
The Free Swan's not open in the morning.
Oh, yeah, but I ran into the owner this morning at the hair salon.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, too bad, because I really do want to see your show. It sounds awesome.
Well, I'm thinking of filming one of the performances, then I might sell it as a DIY DVD. Maybe you could buy a copy.
Oh, yeah, but I don't have a DVD player.
Well, I'll put the video on my website, and you can download it from there.
Oh, yeah, but I can't download videos. It always crashes my computer.
I'll post it on YouTube, then.
Oh, yeah, but I can't watch YouTube. It's against my religion.
Really? What's your religion?
Oh, yeah. It's the one with all the jihads.
Oh. How did you get into that?
Oh, yeah. I think it was a video I saw on YouTube.
Oh. Well, I'm thinking of doing a short 5-minute excerpt from the show on the open mic tonight. Surely you'll be able to catch that.
Oh, yeah. But I've already had a lot of drinks, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be in the washroom during the entire time you're on stage.
Oh, well, you want to hear the funniest joke in the show?
Oh, yeah. But I've got kind of an ear infection tonight, and it's made me completely incapable of hearing jokes.
Oh, but you can hear me speaking right now.
Oh, yeah, loud and clear.
Oh. Ben, you don't really want to see my show, do you?
Oh, yeah, of course I do. I love Alfred Hitchcock.
Hitchcock didn't direct Citizen Kane.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I meant Michael Bay.
Ben, you don't have the slightest intention ever to see my show, do you?
Oh, yeah, I do.
No, I don't think you do. Why do you keep saying you want to see it when you obviously don't? Just admit it. Stop being a phony little douche and be honest for once, okay?
Okay, I'll be honest. I don't want to see your show, Jim.
Thank you! Was that really so hard?
No, I don't want to see your show, because I think you're a terrible writer.
Okay, whatever.
And you're also a shitty performer.
All right.
And you're a pretentious asshole. And a loser.
Are you done yet?
No. I also think you have severe social skill problems and probably need hardcore counseling.
All right, enough already!
I hate you, Jim.
That was the Jim Show, also from the CD.
How much time?
1 minute. Do I have anything that's a minute long? I can give you a couple haikus. You like haikus?
All right.
I do haikus about haikus.
Actually.
This one I put a lot of work into. I hope you appreciate that. This is a haiku. This is a lazy haiku. This is a haiku. Wow, that just takes so much out of you. Haikus limit you. It's hard to express yourself in so few syllables. Thank you. My name is Jeff Cottrill. That's my CD. Thank you very much for having me here, and hope you enjoy. Thanks.